Hi, welcome to Voices in Transformation. Thanks for being here, both of you. Let's kick it off by asking you, give us an overview of how your manufacturing operations and factories are set up.
Thank you so much, Maria. We have over 250 different factories, and we are using our Unilever Manufacturing System integrated with our digital manufacturing and factory program to really make this work. Our top 100 sites, which account for around 2/3 of our turnover, are our key focus. And in these factories, we're already utilizing artificial intelligence, complex process modeling, and automated optimization to really help us drive value and create much smarter operations. And within these 100 sites, we have our most critical 20 sites that we're really, really trying to push to the next level. I'm delighted to be joined today by Tree, who is leading Cu Chi, one of our incredible leading edge sites in Vietnam.
Whenever I talk to you, I always forget how complex and how, the breadth or scope of the operation that is Unilever. So it's important that you remind us this. And Tree, I want to hear all about it. I want to hear about what you're doing, but I know that you've been on a digital transformation journey for some time now. So maybe you can talk to us about the results you've seen and how you've seen those in the factory.
Thanks for the question. It is very excited journey that we have gone through, and the people in the factory they have a very strong feeling that very much connected to the business, to the market. Yeah, so the factory is not a standalone operation anymore. It is fully connected, and they can send all the need from the marketplace, from the customer, from the consumer, and immediately respond to that. And that make us view that's how make the value or bring the value to the business. That's thanks to the technology. Yeah. So a few examples. We have the IoT platform that's applying AI to run the system. So it's not only to capture the data, but also generate the insight. So this is a communication or interface between the machine and the human. Yeah. So we can reduce 80% of our time to diagnose or to analyze the data. So the system will generate the insight, the message, actionable message to the people and work with the operator. And so that can optimize the time spent. And also, we have the fully connected to our supplier and to our customer as well. So knowing exactly what is the requirement and how our partner is working, and then we can sync with the operation in the factory. So that's make us hugely improvement in terms of productivity. Yeah. So in terms of timing, we can reduce 3 times. Productivity is more than twice productivity improvement to this application. Yeah, just a few examples to share with you.
Well, sounds exciting. And maybe, Vicky, if you could tell us a little bit about, you alluded to the Unilever Manufacturing Systems. Can you tell us how this tailored manufacturing program is a lever for operational excellence?
Absolutely. So I think the Unilever Manufacturing System, or UMS, creatively called for short, it really is our common program and our framework to really make sure that we are driving excellence really across our operations, and really helps us bring together the human expertise, the processes and the tools, but really integrating that with our digital capabilities that we need to win. This has evolved over a number of years, and we're now taking this to new levels. And additional, examples that this is really helping us unlock are things like how, really by making sure all the different systems and processes are really operating to the maximum. In cases like trees, we're now actually able to operate autonomous lights out factories, where we're really able to significantly reduce the amount of intervention, reduce changeover times, improve quality losses. We also have some fantastic progress on things like digital twins of things like our powder spray drying towers, and also close to my own heart, the Dove Bar process, which is one of our most iconic products, where we can control our Dove Bar processes across the world remotely. So this Unilever Manufacturing System essentially is our common toolkit or DNA of all the different tools and systems and processes to really help us, drive what the leading edge performance we need.
Sounds pretty cool. And tell me a little bit about the factories of the future, because you refer to some of your sites as factories of the future. What can we look forward to, or see perhaps in the next phase of digital integration into your operations?
We want to ensure that the factory is fully connected and integrated to the entire value chain. Yeah. So it's not only, to work with our customer, but it's also with our partner, our supplier. Yeah, to sync all the operation. Yeah, so we connect different supply chain into one supply chain operating plan. Yeah, so we have only one operating plan across the value chain. And second, the factory have to be able to work in real time and work on the scenario planning and transfer the scenario planning into execution and continuously optimize. And of course, it's about the quality. Yeah. So at the end, the manufacturing does have to deliver the best product to the market. Yeah. So the factories are able to scan to 100% of our product to ensure that zero defect out from the production line. Yeah. So that's just a few examples, and another one that's about the interface between human and machine. The machine nowadays will be much smarter. Yeah, so they can interact with people. It's not just one way conversation. So there will be, the two-way conversation. Machine will generate the message, and people can generate the message, and they talk to each other, and they work seamlessly.
We really see the boundaries of the factory of the future expanding to infinity. As we look at our total digitization program across Unilever, there are no boundaries. This really needs to be an infinity loop, really starting absolutely with the consumer insight of the types of products and desires and needs that they have, translating that social listening through into the product or the need that they have, converting that into the product that they would love to buy, and immediately creating the product, the packaging, the formulation that's needed through all of our R&D systems and our fantastic digital twins of our factories, so that we are able to produce that product, seamlessly and replanning and relearning, and then really getting that all the way through our customers and into our consumers' hands via whichever is the channel. So I think, over time for me, for all of us, and Maria, you and I have talked about this before, this boundary of supply chain, really just expands. I think the value and the magic will come by really connecting everything together from, the need or the desire or the want or the need of the consumer, and that ability through all of this connection and synchronization to really getting that into their hands, in the way that they desire.
And I know it's always a delicate balance, to ensure that tech and people and talent, can coexist. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing to manage that in your operations?
This movement does have an impact on the organization structure that we need, the types of roles that we need, how the organization works, starting from the team that you need to run a production line or a factory through to how do you actually run all these programs together. Needs a totally different organization design. And that's one of the things, we're reflecting as we change the organization going forwards. It has a massive impact on the skills that all of us need. So I think, for every single one of us, there's a huge need to upskill and learn. And then I think also, and this is an area Tree has been doing a lot of work on in Vietnam, for example, the type of talent that we recruit, and the type of experiences that we give them in their career is very much changing. But I think for me and for us, this is really one of the most important areas, because, the most important thing about the transition and the transformation and the change will be our team and the culture that we're able to create.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you're striking a good balance. So Vicky, Tree, thanks so much for sharing with us on Voices in Transformation. I look forward to hearing more about this later on. Thank you.